Ooh, we started this show with the golf ballery. My peoples, welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Y'all know what it is, man. We talking boxing. We doing what we do. I'm Jay Smith. And listen, man, I want to say it's a beautiful day. If you're up, if you're breathing, if God gave you another day, it don't matter if it's cold, if it's hot, what the weather is where you're at, what the circumstances. You breathing, we breathing. God gave us another day. It's a beautiful day. If God gave you another day, it's a beautiful day, my peoples. Let me say salute to everybody already showing love this early in the morning. Sai, Toy Mafia, Kalana, Clifton Dennis, a day at once. Salute everybody. It's a beautiful day to be alive, man. A beautiful day to be breathing. And definitely a beautiful day to be a fan of the sweet science. This show is not going to kick off the way I prefer it to. Let me take a sip of this OJ. Starting off my day just like you guys. Enjoy your breakfast if you having it. Drive safe if you're on your way to work. It's about to be a good day for all of us, my peoples. Beautiful. Let me kick off this show with the news that I didn't really want to be talking about, but one of the biggest stars of boxing. Tank Davis has found himself in a situation where now he has another warrant for his arrest. You guys may recall that Tank's recent warrant was for the allegations against him of domestic violence, right? He was on the run for a couple of weeks, but when they finally captured him, it was a real low bail, like 15, 16K. I think he had to pay like $8,000 to get out, something like that, which is, that's nothing for Tank Davis. So he, as soon as he saw a judge, he was able to bail out. They set bail conditions. He's a free man, right? Another speed bump, another legal speed bump was presented in front of Tank Davis. Now they have a warrant for his arrest in Baltimore, and that's because apparently he violated probation. That's something I'm a little bit confused about, and I'll tell you guys why. A day at once. What if another day, it's another day of misery for me? Then I say, yo, just get positive, man. Get positive. It's not about misery. You breathing. You alive. You have the opportunity to change your situation around. So Tank Davis has another warrant in Baltimore, which I'm a little bit confused about, and I'm going to tell you why. This warrant is related to a hit and run case that he had back in 2020. Now, back then, he was placed on 3 years probation. I really don't understand. Right now it's 2026. So I would assume that he was already off probation years ago at this point. If I'm not mistaken, if you go on probation in 2020 for 3 years, by 2023, you're no longer on probation. So honestly, I don't know what happened, my peoples. I don't know why Tank Davis supposedly was still on probation. But the situation is that they decided to violate his probation. I don't get it. Based off of this new development, is Tank Davis going to have to turn himself in? Are we going to see a situation where they looking for him and he doesn't, go involuntarily, which that's not, he didn't go involuntarily for this case. What's going to happen for that one? And what is this going to mean for Tank Davis' career? What is that probation violation going to mean? Right now, we don't know yet. We don't know if they're going to try to send him to jail, if they're going to make him do some time over the hit and run case, and then he's still going to have to deal with with this situation, you know, domestic situation and whatnot, Tank Davis' boxing career is in the air right now. You know, we really don't know how this situation is going to play out. And yesterday, in fact, yesterday we was talking about it, and I said that this case, this domestic case that he has, is not going to take his career from him, because he's not going to do a lot of time in jail, or at least that's what I'm expecting. Why? Tank Davis never, you know, I know that he's had multiple situations, but he don't got convictions for domestic cases. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the first. If he does get convicted, it'll be the first time. So I would expect that for him to not even do a year in jail. Not even a year. And I'll put it to you like this. Let's say they was to sentence Tank Davis to a year in jail. He's only 30 years old. If they sentence him to a year, he'll come out, still be in his prime, still be strong, still be able to have a great career, still be able to become a world champion. So, throws because now we don't know how this probation violation is going to play out. There's no way to know. And it's like I told you guys, I thought that he would no longer be on probation because that case is from 2020. How could you be put on 3 years probation back in 2020 and be violated for that probation in 2026? That's 6 years ago, or 5.5 years ago, something like that. So honestly, I'm not understanding what's going on. I'm really not understanding it. You know, let's see how this whole situation plays out, because it really can have an impact on Tank Davis' career. You know, we're seeing Tank Davis deal with 2 legal situations at once, and both of them could lead to him going to jail. Now, the hit and run case, he was on probation for that, and supposedly that's what the warrant is for, because he violated that probation. This could lead to a few months in jail for Tank Davis. You know, when you violate probation, 9 times out of 10, they're going to make you sit in jail, whether it's for a couple of weeks, whether it's for a couple of months. But there's usually jail time attached to a probation violation. Again, I don't know how this is going to play out, what type of effect is going to have on his career, because honestly, right now, I feel like while Tank Davis is dealing with this case, he's out on bail, and his bail, when I watched the judge talking about his bail restrictions, they talked about him not contacting the accuser, him not reaching out via a third party, basically him staying away from the girl, right? Those are the only restrictions I heard about. I didn't hear any restrictions that would stop him from fighting. I didn't hear restrictions about him not being able to fight, about him not being able to travel for work purpose. So technically, even while dealing with this case, he could fight. Now, is he going to be there mentally? I don't know. I don't know what's his situation. I don't know what other circumstances. So I can't tell you that mentally he's ready to fight and he could just go and do his thing. Maybe he's not, you know, because it is tough to deal with a legal situation where your freedom is on the line. That's tough. Franchise, morning from Germany, bro. Salute, family. Bam, Germany in the building. Bro, I don't understand how people from Germany of finding me. But I really appreciate the fact that folks, like everybody from Germany so far who has come through, like just showed mad love. And I appreciate that. You know, I really appreciate that. It's like, damn, you all the way in Germany, be showing love still. Appreciate you, my guy. But again, fellas, the whole situation with Tank Davis, we don't know where this is headed. We don't know what type of impact it's going to have on his career. How is it gonna play out as far as when he goes to Baltimore, because there's a warrant for probation violation. So either he's gonna go on his own or he's gonna go on the run once again. And obviously that's not gonna be a good idea. That's gonna be a worse idea this time around because he's on bail. So you don't want to be on bail over here and on the run from over there. They'll probably revoke your bail over here if you go on the run. Bronx Bomber, Zay, Bronx Bomber, NYC, salute family, bam. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what type of impact is this going to have in Tank Davis' career. You know, what type of time they're going to give him for violating his probation. If this, I think that at some point he have violated it, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Franchise. Tank needs therapy. I agree with you. I think Tank has anger management issues. Not anger management. Well, yeah, anger management issues. And I think he knows this because he spoke about, wanting to stay away from boxing for a little bit because he's able to calm down and relax a little bit more and be where he wants to be the type of person he want to be. So there seem to be some anger management issues. He's lashed out multiple times from different people. And hopefully he's going to get the help that he needs to stay out of these situations. You want to stay out of trouble. You want to stay, But what's going to happen in Baltimore when he shows up to court? There's a realistic possibility that the judge is going to say, go sit down in jail for 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, 6 months. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But if they, remand you in Baltimore and make you do a little bit of time, you're going to have to deal with that. And then you're going to have to deal with this case, which could also involve a little bit of time. I don't think, look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Being that this would be Tank Davis, I know he's had multiple cases, regarding domestic situations, but he don't have convictions. So I think if he gets a first conviction for a domestic, he's not going to do a lot of time in jail for that. What, 6 months, 8 months, less than a year. So let's see. Maybe Tank Davis is able to get past this, and by next year, a year from now, it's resolved. Best case scenario, he'll be down for 2026, but by next year, this is all resolved. Not best case scenario. Best case scenario is he don't have to do no time at all. He's fighting this year. That's the best case scenario. But when you violate probation, man, more often than not, they send you to jail, even if it's for a short time. Zay, he wants to be more of a father and raise his girls. And that's what I'm talking about. At this point, Tank has expressed that he wants to change, that he wants to do things a certain way. But, these situations, that you got to think about it. That hit and run case was back in 2020. Wally Amas, salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in. Always showing love. Hit and run cases from 2020, my peoples. Shit came back to bite him all the way in 2026. So you guys can fill me in if you know something I don't know about this case. But they gave him 3 years probation. How, if Tank Davis had 3 years probation, he's being violated in 2026? That probation should have been over. It should have been over. I'm not understanding it. How is he still on probation from a 2020 case when they gave him 3 years probation? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Franchise. And Tank is a successful businessman. He bought back the block. Look, that's one thing that people don't see about Tank, that he's actually made smart investments. Took a page from Floyd. Made smart investments, and financially he's good. Financially, Tank Davis is good. I always tell people, I believe Tank is going to step in the ring again because he's going to miss fighting. He's going to miss being on the big stage. But Tank don't need to fight right now. Tank got lawyer money. Tank got investment money. Tank got money in the bank. He wealthy. Tank Davis is wealthy, my peoples. So he can afford to be down for a year. He can afford to not fight in 2026 and come back in 2027 like nothing happened. And look, remember when Mike Tyson went to jail? And it's a whole different situation because Mike Tyson went to jail for rape. Weird-ass circumstances for Mike Tyson, by the way. Weird-ass circumstances. Shorty showed up to his hotel at 12 o'clock at night. And then comes out with the story about how she got raped. Now, what did she go to Mike Tyson's hotel at 12 o'clock at night? I don't know. Maybe she thought she was going there for Bible studies. I don't know, but that was kind of odd to me, my perception. But what happened when Mike Tyson got out of jail? He was the biggest star in boxing right away. Right away. So if Tank Davis goes down for 6 months, for a year, for whatever it is, he's still going to come out and be one of the biggest stars in boxing. That's not going to change. Being down for a year or months or whatever it is not going to change his superstar status in boxing. Unless, Smith, I live in Florida, and they don't play with the DV and animal abuse. A famous quote, come on vacation, leave on probation. I mean, I know that domestic situations, they tough, not just in Florida, in a lot of places, they super tough on that. But here's what I don't understand. He was on probation for a 2020 case, and to my understanding, he was in 3 years probation. That 3 year passed. How is he still on probation in 2026? Zay, he's facing a battery and kidnapping and violating probation. He will do the most a year. That's what I'm saying. For violating his probation, you're not going to do a lot of time. But how are you violating probation in 2026 when you was put on that probation in 2020 and it was for 3 years? Now, obviously, there's something I don't know, because to me, he been out of probation since like 2023. How is you on probation? It's still in 2026. If you guys know, y'all can fill me in because I don't get it. Devon, what should Shakur's next move be? I think he's moving back down. So, because Shakur's stock skyrocketed after this win, Shakur's going to have multiple options. I think that he's going to go for the biggest fight. And if it's possible to fight Conor Ben, that may be his next fight. I think the only way that he moves down to 135 is if he's not able to get, a big fight. If he's able to get a big name, whether it's at 140, 147, I think he's going to do that. Franchise, get the lights up, my peoples. Come on, fellas. Not even 10 likes. We've been going at it. Come on, my peoples. No ghost watching in 2026. Go like this to that screen. Pop, pop. Double tap that joint. Clifton Dennis. Has it been 3 years since the Frank Martin fight? That's when he got that probation after he was released from prison. Oh, you see now you may have cleared it up for me, Clifton Dennis. Because the case is from 2020, but I'm under the assumption that he's been on probation since 2020. Ooh, you see, you may have cleared everything up right there, my G. You may have cleared it up right there. Whoa. Damn, bro. So he may have still been on probation. I mean, if they violated him, he was on probation. I just thought that he got on probation in 2020. That's where I had it mixed up. unlaced. Smith, Google says, Gervonta Tank Davis was sentenced in May 2023 to 90 days and 3 years probation. Oh, man. Yeah, he cooked. He cooked. The hit and run was in 2020, not the probation. He cooked. They're going to violate him. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. They're going to violate him, but he's not going to do a lot of time for that violation. He could do 6 months. He could do even less. They could violate him and send him in for 3 months. Because remember, right now, he's dealing with allegations. He doesn't have a conviction. So I know when you're on probation, you're not supposed to have police contact. You're not supposed to get arrested. There's a lot of conditions on there. But this violation is not going to mean a whole lot of time in prison, a whole lot of time in jail. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. It could be up to a year. Somebody mentioned it, and it's true. It could be up to a year. It depends. Now, I know that in Baltimore, you got ahead of me right there on Lace. I know in Baltimore, they seem to have it in for Tank. So they might just give it to him. Shit, bro. Shit. They're going to marinate the Devin Shakur fight for years after the Ryan rematch. Look, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, that's a fight that's been brewing. It's been brewing since 135, since Devin Haney made that fake offer to avoid fighting Shakur and ran from the whole division. It's been brewing since then. And Devin Haney's going to do with Shakur Stevenson the same way that Errol Spence did with Terrence Crawford. Saved them for last. It's going to be like, when that's it, when you don't got a choice because that's the only guy left, you beat the other guys lost to somebody, like that's the guy left, that's when you're going to fight him. But until Devin doesn't have to absolutely fight Shakur, he's not going to fight him. Not going to fight him. Imada. Thoughts on Zoo for boxing? We're going to get to that later on, my brother. Devin. Okay, he's going to vacate those belts, though, for Keyshawn. I don't know, because even Keyshawn is talking about going to 147. And Keyshawn may be, in a scenario where he end up actually stepping in there with Devin Haney before Shakur Stevenson. Because they was already saying, yo, what's up, Keyshawn? Let's make it happen. And Keyshawn said, if they offer me the right money, if they don't, I'll fight somebody else, get my name up. They're going to have to respect it, and then we could do it. But they're going to have to pay me, what I deserve. He didn't say those words, but they put respect on my name. That's how I'm taking it. Clifton Dennis. They might send him to jail. But don't you think it's better to have someone like him do a big donation to charity for children or something positive? Have him in jail, does nothing for nobody. Make the man do house arrest. Put that cash to society. Clifton Dennis, that's the perfect option. That's the perfect option. You know what I would do if I was that judge? 2 things. Number 1, you got to donate $100,000 to a charity that help kids. Number 2, you're going to have to go to anger management classes for whatever amount of time. And until you don't complete those anger management classes, you're not able to get off house arrest. You're going to be on house arrest, and your house arrest is going to end when you finish a 3-month or a 6-month therapy and anger management courses. And once you finish that, there you go. You do your thing and don't get in trouble again, or we're going to see you over here. But that's the thing, man. Sometimes they send people to jail. Like, think about it. This is a hit and run from 2020. A hit and run from 2020 in 2026? You're going to send them to jail for that shit? But you know how it is, my brother. When you violate probation, 9 times out of 10, they're going to send you in. You're going to be down even if it's for a few months. Well, I think Devin has the best chance against Shakur. I mean, you could think that, but Devin ain't beating no Shakur. That's just the reality, bro. I got to keep it real with you. Got to keep it real with you, bro. Not happening. There's a reason why he don't want to fight him. So, my peoples, what's next for Tank Davis? I'm going to tell you what he should do. I'm going to tell you exactly what he should do. You got a warrant in Baltimore. Go turn yourself in. You didn't turn yourself in for this one, and we know how that ended up with you getting busted in the fashion district. Go turn yourself in. You know, don't try that again. The good old, I'm gonna go on a run, and they're gonna have to catch me and all of that stuff. Don't do that. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Ultimately, they're gonna catch you anyway. So turn yourself in and face the music. I know that in Baltimore, or I feel like in Baltimore, they got it in for Tank. So I think they're not gonna go easy on him for that violation. But go handle that. Go take care of that. And then you're gonna have this case that you're gonna have to deal with as well. But I still say Tank has the opportunity to handle his legal situation and still come back to boxing in 2027 and be one of the biggest names in the sport. Pursue a title, win a title, and keep, go on about his career. Even though this is tough to deal with, it's not career ending. It's not going to end Tank Davis' career. I told you guys yesterday, he didn't kill nobody. He didn't get caught with 50 kilos of coke. He didn't try to blow nothing up. He's not going to be down and out forever. He's not going to get 25 to life. He's not going to get 10 years. I don't see Tank Davis, or for these legal matters, doing more than a year in jail. Like, worst case scenario, a year. He out in 2027, back and ready to go. That's how I see it. Unless the accident with the pregnant lady and 3 other people were injured. The lady asked Tank for help. He looked at her and fled the scene. That's why the judge has it out for him. I mean, like I said, he already got convicted. He already got convicted of that, and he got sentenced to a little bit of time and probation. So when they look at the case, they're not really gonna go into all those details about, look, you hit somebody and this is what you did. That shit was 6 years ago, bro. They just gonna look at you been on probation, and while on probation, this situation happened, and this is why you're being violated. Like, when he goes in, they're not gonna talk about the details. They're gonna talk about why he's being violated. And yeah, they're gonna hit him. They're gonna hit him with something for that. Zay, Shakur can outbox Tank, but can Shakur take a 3-punch power combo? Let's not forget Tank KOs most of his opponents. How many 3-punch power combos did you see Teofimo Lopez land on Shakur? That's the problem, my G. Boxing skills beat power 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times. When you put the boxing skilled guy versus the skilled power puncher, the skilled guy's gonna win, bro. Skills pay the bills every single time. My peoples, Floyd Mayweather is involved in a lawsuit for over $300 million. Over $300 million, my people. Whoa. Wow. I guess we wasn't, expecting this. Floyd suing Showtime. I don't know if Steven Espinoza is included in that lawsuit, but apparently they was robbing Floyd. Kalana, is Showtime still around? Of course, they're around. I mean, they're not doing Showtime boxing anymore. Showtime dropped boxing out of their programming, but they're still around. They're a major network. And this lawsuit means that they're going to be reviewing a lot of stuff that Showtime was doing when it comes to business with Floyd Mayweather, because he's alleging that they robbed him for over $300 million. Is he gonna win that lawsuit? Does he got evidence that they was robbing him? We're gonna find out. But you guys recall that Floyd Mayweather was supposedly doing an exhibition with Mike Tyson. And for whatever reason, every time Floyd is gonna do an exhibition, there's people that say that he broke, that he need money, that he's only doing it because he got debt, all type of stuff. Unlaced. However we look at it, it's a bad situation for Tank. It's a horrible situation for Tank, because, you know, honestly, nobody wants to be dealing with a situation where you don't know if you're gonna go to jail, but there's a probability that you will go to jail, and now you have two separate cases that you're dealing with in two separate states, and both of them can involve jail time. That's a horrible situation to be in. On Lace Smith, he's suing Al Heyman or Showtime Boxing or both. So I've seen Al Heyman's name in an article, but it seemed like what they were saying is that because of Showtime, Al Heyman was able to rob Floyd. But I don't know if he's suing Al Heyman or even if he's suing Steven Espinoza. I know that he definitely suing Showtime for sure. Zay Mayweather is suing Showtime and Steven Espinoza for $340 million. Supposedly they was robbing him blind. Supposedly Showtime was robbing Floyd Mayweather blind. Now here's the deal though, that I want you to think about. Daniel on the ground, Mayweather is getting sued himself for non-payment. So here's the deal. You guys remember when Floyd Mayweather said that he was the master at robbing them legally or something like that. I can't remember the phrase, man. I'm the best at robbing you legally, or robbing the banks legally, or also I can't remember the exact phrase that Floyd Mayweather said about him being the best about legally robbing you. And he was just referring to, you know, I'm making big ass money fights. People gonna pay. You know, I do an exhibition. They're gonna pay a shitload of money to watch me go there. Bah, 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 bah. So he may have been referencing that, but the irony of saying I'm the best at legally robbing you or robbing whoever, and now it turns out that he may have been the one getting robbed for a lot of money. Daniel on the ground, Mayweather's getting sued. On Lace Kicks, 50 Cent told us Mayweather can't read. So, funny that you say that, and I'll say why. At some point, 50 Cent said that he asked Floyd to let him see the contract that he had with Showtime. And Floyd Mayweather refused. I don't know if, he didn't trust him maybe. Maybe he didn't want 50 to know what he had going on with Showtime. And he didn't show him. So now 50 Cent is mocking him. 50 Cent is talking about, look, now you suing. I try to help you. You didn't let me. Look what you're going through. You need the money. That's why you're fighting Mike Tyson. 50 Cent even said, you better give Mike Tyson a good fight. Maybe afterwards, Crawford will give you an opportunity to beat your ass for a lot of money. You guys know 50 Cent is the troll master. So obviously he's going to have a field day with this situation. Clifton Dennis. People, I don't think they pay attention to boxing a lot. People think Shakur's a runner, and he's not. A lot of people think Tank is a power fighter, but he has plenty of slick skills. And you're right on both ends. Shakur is definitely not a runner, and Tank is more than just a hard puncher. Tank ring IQ is off the charts. Off the charts. But Shakur's ring IQ, defensive skills, and boxing skills is off the charts. You're a special fighter. That's simple as that. And let me tell you, now that we're talking about Mayweather and we're talking about Shakur, I always made the comparison, and some people are starting to see it now. You think about that. Shakur became a 4-division champion at 28 years old. You know how old Floyd was when he was a 4-division champion? Like 29 or 30. So Shakur won titles in 4 divisions faster than Floyd Mayweather. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Understand that. Shakur Stevenson's career is playing out identical to Floyd Mayweather's. Look at the narrative. They used to say Floyd run too much. Now they say Shakur run too much. They used to say Floyd was boring. Now they say Shakur is boring. They used to say Floyd got no power. Now they say Shakur got no power. If you look at every criticism that Shakur haters got, it's exactly the same as what Floyd haters used to say. Identical. I got the opportunity to witness Floyd Mayweather's career from beginning to end. All of it. I witnessed it. I witnessed the haters, what they were saying. And it's everything that they now say about Shakur. And even now, before Shakur fought Teofimo Lopez, how many people didn't go right here on this show and say, man, Shakur's going to win, but I wish Teo beat him? How many people now wishing to see Shakur lose? Guess what? It was the same thing with Floyd Mayweather. People was wishing he would lose. And he never gave people that satisfaction. Now they want to see Shakur lose. And he's not giving them that satisfaction. So they're just going to keep hating. And that hate is just brewing. It just gets worse. Clifton Dennis. People, oh no, my bad. Zay. Mayweather said, when it comes to robbing banks, I'm the best. I work smarter, not harder. There you have it, robbing banks. Well, it turns out that they was robbing him the whole time. According to the lawsuit, that's Showtime. Because remember, the biggest paydays that Floyd Mayweather saw in his career was when he was fighting on Showtime. Wait a minute. Was those fights at the end of his career still on Showtime? I can't remember that. I know they was on pay-per-view, but was it Showtime pay-per-view or... I can't remember that now. But we know that Floyd Mayweather became the face of boxing while on Showtime. And then his career kept progressing from there. So, Floyd was supposedly robbing the banks. Showtime and Steven Espinoza was robbing him at the same time. God damn. That's crazy. Nasty work. I don't know if Al Heyman was robbing them too. I saw his name in an article. But, I don't know. Because there's been rumors about Al Heyman robbing the fighters. There's been rumors. Y'all remember when, I think it was one of the Charlos that came out like, oh no, it was Deontay Wilder that came out, was like, nah, when my fight done, you pay me. I need to get paid. And then I think somebody else came out and said, nah, because Al Heyman, though, it's a process and they don't pay right away. And he's going to withhold some of your purse to help you out if you need money later down the line. And I don't know what the hell they got going on over there. I don't know what type of business or how Al Heyman doing business. I don't know how they work. I'm clueless when it comes to that, my peoples. Now, here's a fight that we have to talk about. Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. You guys know that Jermaine Ortiz is Dominican, right? Or if you don't know, now you know. He's Dominican. I'm Dominican. And there's people, even the Hydro Grind, I haven't seen the Hydro Grind today, who was going for Jermaine Ortiz to win this fight and saying that he was going to win this fight because he's Dominican. Nah, he's Dominican. I gotta support my Dominican brother. I tell you something. One thing for me, right, is supporting Dominican fighters, my Dominican brothers, and I support all of them. But when I'm making a prediction, I don't predict based on who I support. I don't predict based who I like or who I don't like. That's not how I make predictions, my peoples. I make predictions to get it right. I make predictions to tell you who's gonna win. Not to tell you who I like and who I'm rooting for. I tell you who's gonna win. Supreme Green Lawn Care. Salute, family. Bam. That's what my predictions are about, right? I'm an analyst. I'm not a super fan. That's the thing. You're going to see there's a lot of YouTubers who they're actually super fans. And super fans, they predict on emotion. They predict on who they like. I don't do that. I predict based on who I know is going to win. So I try to tell you guys that Keyshawn Davis was going to beat Jermaine Ortiz. And he beat him. But I expected that to happen because I made an assessment on both fighters. I wasn't predicting who I like the best. I wasn't predicting who I support. I was predicting who's going to win the fight. This is why, my peoples, over 90% of my predictions are accurate. Oh, like in 2025, all the fights I predicted, I got one that I missed. And the results was a draw. I can't remember what fight right now. But when I predict to get the W, my peoples. Okay, I'm not a super fan. I predict because I know this is the guy that's going to win. And you saw it. You saw how it played out. What I've seen from both fighters told me that they was not on the same level. You know, Jermaine Ortiz is a good fighter, and I respect him. Like I said, my Dominican brother. But I knew he wasn't going to be able to beat Keyshawn Davis. I didn't even expect him to make it a fight where he was going to be close to winning or people was going to say he got robbed. No, I expected him to get his ass beat. And look at how the fight played out. Million Films. Ortiz a good fighter. Keyshawn is just the body snatcher, man. Ended him with body punches. Dropped him. And I'm going to tell you something. It's very hard to stop a fighter who's trying to survive. I mean a skilled fighter. Because Jermaine Ortiz is a skilled fighter. He can fight. But when a guy with those skills goes on survival mode, that he want to make it the distance, it's hard to stop him. Real hard. Because he got top-notch footwork. He got that lateral movement. He know how to use the whole ring. He know how to use every square inch of that ring. Jermaine Ortiz know how to use it. That's why he had never been stopped before. But Keyshawn Davis did what nobody else done, because that's how nice he is. Hurt him to the body in round number 11, and in round number 12, with 13 seconds to go, something like that, boom, caught him with a nasty one, stopped him. So again, my peoples, don't make your predictions on who you like better, on your personal feelings about a fighter. Make your predictions on who's the better fighter, period. Keyshawn Davis was the better fighter. That was an easy prediction for me to make. That was an easy prediction. I saw multiple fan pages. You know, the super fans that create a channel and they make their predictions on who they like and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, I'm glad people not betting money on what a super fan is telling you. You cooked. You're gonna go bankrupt, B. You're gonna be broke listening to super fans. Don't listen to super fans, my people. Listen to analysts. We know what we're telling you because we're actually making an assessment. Not on who we like and who we don't like, but on who's the better fighter, my people. But I gotta say, with Keyshawn Davis getting that W over Jermaine Ortiz, his stocks went up. Why? Because boxing is a what have you done for me lately sport. Remember when he missed making weight? He lost his title, didn't get to fight that night, and then was inactive for whatever amount of time. And people went hard on Keyshawn Davis at that point. Oh, he didn't want to fight De Los Santos. He was ducking De Los Santos. And he only did that because he knew he can't mess with him. And he don't got discipline. People went hard on him, right? But now, it's like I told you, boxing is a what have you done for me lately sport. Put the beats on Jermaine Ortiz, and you see how Bill Haney's already calling him out. Like, yo, what's good? Now he got an opportunity to fight Devin Haney if he wanted to. And he's like, well, are they going to pay me? They're going to put respect on my name? If not, there's other people up there. There's other fighters up there that I could face, that I could become a world champion. And then they're going to have to put some respect on my name. Simple as that. But Keyshawn, the business Davis, showed us what he's about, my peoples. Got to put some respect on his name. Wow. And I'm going to remind y'all. I'm going to remind you, fellas. Before this fight happened, there was a lot of people saying that Jermaine Ortiz was going to beat him, that Keyshawn Davis' mind wasn't right, all of that stuff. We saw it. Brascarol getting from the mean streets of North Omaha, Nebraska. Salute, family. Terrence Crawford stomping grounds. Daniel Negron. I used to do that out of being a fan. Sometimes they don't win. Sometimes I got wishers. Side, salute Brascarol Zay. I would like to see Keyshawn and Roach. That would be a good one. Hell yeah, bro. Keyshawn Davis, Lamar Roach. That would be a heck of a fight. I'd love to see it. But I don't know we get that fight now because it looks like Keyshawn want to fight a champion. It looks like he want to grab himself a belt, which is why he's talking about that. Is it Lewis Crocker? I know the last name Crocker from the UK. What's the guy's name? Is it Lewis Crocker, if I'm not mistaken? I know he mentioned his name. And was like, he got a title. He got a title. There you go, side. Yeah, Lewis Crocker. I was right. He got a title. So he's willing to go see him for that belt. Why? Because he knows if I win this belt, my stock is going to go up once again. And I can say, Bill, I need 10 mils. Give me 10 mils right quick. Let's make this happen. Check out what I got over here. Check out the resume. So he being smart about it. He not trying to be either lowballed or make less than what he thinks he's worth. So it's all about the business. I think at this point we all understand it's all about the business. But this W right here versus Jermaine Ortiz, yo, his stock skyrocketed. Stocks skyrocketed. People went from diminishing Keyshawn Davis to talking bad about him to now there's a lot of big fights that are available for him that he could get made. Clifton Dennis. I felt Keyshawn deserved the criticism. Did you not? I mean, I think anytime a fighter doesn't make weight and loses his title because of it, they deserve the criticism. So, yeah, he deserved it. But it's like I told you, he's already overcome the criticism. When you got to think about it. Going into this fight, a lot of people said that he was going to lose because his mind wasn't right. They said that he was going to lose because he's fighting a guy that's really good. He's fighting a guy who's really good in Jermaine Ortiz. Yo, there was doubters. So when you become the first guy to stop Jermaine Ortiz, that's it, though. That criticism about what took place in 135 becomes irrelevant. That's it. Nobody's talking about it anymore. Nobody's gonna. It's not gonna be a main talking point for anybody. Oh, but he didn't make weight and he didn't fight De Los Santos. Like, that's over. Moved up to 140 in his debut in the division, beat the crap out of Jermaine Ortiz, and not only beat the crap out of him, made him look easy. At times, Jermaine had his moments against Teofimo. He also had his moments against Lomachenko. Both fights went the distance. So Jermaine Ortiz is a good fighter. Look at the names that he lost to: Vasyl Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Keyshawn Davis. 3 of the best fighters in the game. Jermaine is not just losing to anybody. Keyshawn's win stands above those others because he's the only one to stop him. Got the stoppage. He said he was going to stop him, and he stopped him. His stock is up. Way up. Hunk, because Fury back again, do you think AJ versus Fury would happen in 2026? I'm not sure if it happens in 2026 just because AJ, he's kind of going through it, so I don't know when he's coming back, but I think we can still get that fight at some point. Cam, how do you see Haney versus Shakur fight going? Shakur walking out of there with the unanimous decision. Daniel Negron, Jermaine Ortiz is a big boy, as you can see. I thought he'd win, and that's okay. Look, thinking that he was going to beat Keyshawn Davis, there's nothing wrong with that because Jermaine Ortiz can fight. But as you may have noticed throughout the lead-up, I was quite confident that Keyshawn was going to win this fight. To me, this wasn't a 50-50. This wasn't always going to be close. No. I knew Keyshawn was going to beat his ass. And in boxing, there's levels. And I knew that they not on the same level. I knew that Jermaine Ortiz, I felt like he could have moments where he made it interesting, and sometimes he had a few little moments here and there. But I knew that ultimately Keyshawn was going to wash him. Star Wolf, he caught Keyshawn a few times, but Keyshawn ate it. Keyshawn is a good fighter, bro. Keyshawn is a good fighter. A better fighter that a lot of people understand. Wes Dustin, Jermaine Ortiz let me down. Key stepped up. Listen, bro, Jermaine Ortiz let a lot of people down. A lot of people. I seen a lot of super fans. The super fans that create the YouTube channels and shit. And a lot of them was going for Jermaine Ortiz. Telling they followers, telling they subscribers, yo, Jermaine Ortiz is going to win this fight. I try to tell him, bro. Like, smash. Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate you, Wes Dustin. I know that you and there's a few others when you guys step on the show, step in here, you guys hit that like button without even hearing what we talking about. Bah, 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 hit that like button. Come on, my peoples. We've been at it for over an hour. Not even 20 likes. At this point, man, we should be at 40, 50 likes. Everybody like, yeah, come on, we pushing Jay Smith. But I don't know, man. I don't know how much. Like I said before, I'm thinking about maybe if I do this show in a unicycle with a shower cap and juggling 3 boxing gloves while talking boxing, maybe like that. Some people gonna hit the like button. Yo, god damn, what we gotta do? Score Wolf, I think Keyshawn will be the best fighter of the era. Keyshawn's a great fighter. Let's see how far he's gonna go, but he's a great fighter for sure. Now, he broke a lot of hearts. We have to be honest. Keyshawn Davis hurt a lot of people's feelings with that win over Jermaine Ortiz. Imagine if you said that Keyshawn Davis was gonna lose. Right? He's gonna lose to Jermaine Ortiz, and then you have to sit there and watch him beat the crap out of him. Dominate him. You have to watch Jermaine Ortiz on survival mode for 12 rounds. and ultimately get stopped. And I told you guys before, man, what makes it a great stoppage is that Jermaine Ortiz was on survival mode. It's tough to beat somebody who's trying to survive. It's super tough. When you got a skilled fighter like Jermaine Ortiz who has the footwork, who has the movement, and he's just trying to go 12, it's tough to stop a guy like that. And that's what Keyshawn Davis did. With 13 seconds to go, 14 seconds to go, something like that, he stops him. It don't get no more dramatic. Got the stoppage. Score Wolf, I like Keyshawn. Oh no, West does it. Shakur is the best of this era. Yeah, it's Shakur. I say it's Shakur too. I mean, but you have to understand, West does it. A lot of people don't like Shakur. So if they don't like him, you can't expect for them to put him up there. But it's the reality. Look, who's more accomplished out of Keyshawn and Shakur? Shakur, by a landslide. Shakur's already a 4-division champion at 28 years old. Think about that. Even Floyd Mayweather wasn't a 4-division champion at 28 years old. I'm not sure if this is accurate. I'm not sure. I have to Google it. But Shakur Stevenson may be the youngest fighter to become a 4-division champion. So that right there speaks of greatness. It speaks of the dominance that he's had in his career. And it says that he's the best of this era. Or that he's headed in that direction. But if you don't like Shakur Stevenson, you're going to put that label on anybody but him. We're going to see that a lot. We're going to see people trying to put others above him. That's just the reality. That's the way it goes. Clifton Dennis, what do you think about Ernesto Mercado? Is he on that level? Is he ready? Do you think him and Keyshawn could mix it up? Honestly, I think that he needs a few tough fights, a few, higher level opponents to get in there with Keyshawn Davis. I think he needs that. West doesn't. I want to see Keyshawn versus Gary Antoine now. You see? Gary Antoine Russell is up there with Keyshawn Davis. Gary Antoine Russell is a fighter who could be looked at as 50-50. Like, this is a 50-50 fight. Because Gary Antoine Russell is elite. I'd like to see that fight too, Wes does it. I really like to see that fight. MS, salute. Just hit the like so hard. Ooh, Big Baby Miller's wig came off again. Got his wig peeled. Wig pushed. And when I call the fights and I'm like, a left to the wig piece, a right to the toupee. I never really know I was talking about a real wig piece. That's just the same, bro. Zay, Shakur fights a southpaw and with a Philly shell defense unstoppable. I think part of what makes Shakur so difficult is that he is southpaw. I think that's part of it too, man. That adds to how tough it is to get at him. Score Wolf, do you see Shakur stopping Ortiz? I think Keyshawn is stronger than Shakur. I think Keyshawn is a little bit better. It's not about stoppage. I see Shakur beating him easily. Easily. So, it's not about, you see, that's the thing. People always focus on stoppages. And with Shakur, that's always going to be the thing. Oh, he don't got no power. He don't got no power. But to me, it's irrelevant. It's all about, did you win or did you lose? He will beat Jermaine Ortiz easily. Make easy work of him. Easy work. Look what he did to Teofimo Lopez. Look at it like this. Who you think is a better fighter, Jermaine Ortiz or Teofimo Lopez? That right there tells you who beat the better opponent. Clifton Dennis. I heard Gary Antoine Russell opponent. Next weekend it's a tough fight, but I'm not familiar with the guy. Do you know him? I don't know who's his opponent. I have to look him up. To be honest, I don't know who he's fighting. Clifton Dennis. Timeout. It's a great one of the best, but he's not unbeatable. It's boxing. Very few finish undefeated. Let's match them up. I'm not sure who you're talking about, Clifton Dennis. You're the timeout. It's a great one of the best, but he's not unstoppable. I'm not sure what you meant by that, bro. Now, since we're talking about Shakur Stevenson, let's go there. Let's go to Shakur Stevenson, my peoples. 4-time division champion at 28 years old. You got to let that sizzle in your spirit. You got to let that sizzle in your spirit. Let it marinate in your soul so that you can really understand what Shakur's accomplishing. He became a 4th division champion faster than Floyd Mayweather. What do you think that means? When you could start putting your name next to Floyd's name, what do you think that means? How many active fighters have accomplished in such a way that they could have their name next to Floyd's in a sentence? Clifton Dennis. But Jay, sometimes it's not about who is better fighter. Sometimes it's about the style and the matchup. No, styles make fights. Styles dictate. It could be a great fight or a boring fight. But better is better. If I'm beating better people than you, then I gotta be seen as better, my G. If I beat Teofimo and you beat Keyshawn, and I made Teofimo Lopez look, and you beat Jermaine Ortiz, and I made Teofimo look like a third shift Wendy's supervisor, bro, I'm better. You might not like me, but Keyshawn Davis' resume is not even close to Shakur's. Not even close. His accomplishments is not even close. Keyshawn Davis has won 1 title, bro. Now, he's an elite level fighter, and I expect him to accomplish more. But he's won 1. Shakur Stevenson is a 4th division champion, unified champion, lineal champion, Ring Magazine champion. It's not even up to debate. The only way somebody could find a way to debate is if they don't like Shakur and they look for all these talking points to try. But when we talk about the facts, my guy, it's not even up for debate. Wes Dustin, Oscar did it at 24. AB at 26. Oscar was a 4th division champion at 24. Honestly, I didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't know that. AB, I would have put him in there. Why? Because I'm not sure how many vacant titles AB got. AB never unified. Remember, Shakur been unified before going up to 140. AB never unified. He got a vacant title, went to another division, got a vacant title, and never beat anybody even close to having the resume of what Shakur Stevenson beat in Teofimo Lopez. My peoples, give me 1 second. I'm going to take a 30-second, not 1 second. I'm going to take a 30-second commercial break. Y'all know we talking boxing. We got to discuss this whole Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis. I think it's a crazy comparison y'all making. And I'm going to explain to you why I say it's so crazy to make that comparison. I'll be right back, my people. Stay with me. We talking boxing, y'all. We back in the building, my peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get this healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. If you wasn't here earlier, I need to repeat this. My peoples, it's a beautiful day. It doesn't matter if it's hot, if it's cold, if it's rainy, if it's sunny, if it's a blizzard. It don't matter. It's a beautiful day. Wherever you at, it's a beautiful day, my peoples. God gave us another day to be breathing. Hell yeah. We talking boxing, though. Let's get to it. So we making this comparison between Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson. And it's like I told you guys. Look at the accomplishments. Look at the resume. And the thing is that, and that's why I like to talk about accomplishments, because we can have whatever opinion we want to have. Anybody can, we can formulate whatever opinion, but accomplishments are not up for debate. You can't debate that. When I tell you Keyshawn Davis has only won one title in his career, and Shakur Stevenson has won titles in 4 divisions, that's not up for debate. That is a fact. So when this fighter has accomplished way more than this fighter, what are we even talking about? Ronaldo, he gets hit way more. He's still young. Clifton Dennis. It doesn't mean anything because Devin can say that, Teofimo can say that, if maybe 1 or 2 or others. I don't know what you mean by that. Zay, Shakur's first pro fight was 2017. So the chips he has is within 9 years. Again, he's 28 years old. 28. Now, you know why, Zay, that's a bad argument to say that the chips he has is within 9 years? Do you understand that most fighters throughout the history of boxing in their entire career never accomplished titles in 4 divisions? Do you understand the overwhelming majority will never accomplish that? So put in an amount of years to say, oh, look, it took this much time to do it, is incoherent and irrelevant. Because everybody knows that fighters who start young take some time before they can fight for a title. There's a process of developing as professionals, developing their craft, and then they get at it. Everybody knows this. So to say he started in 2017 and it took him 9 years, most fighters will never accomplish titles in 4 divisions, bro. The overwhelming majority of champions won't accomplish that in 10, 15, whatever amount of years they fight. Miguel Rodriguez, Keyshawn, though, has that it factor. He be stopping people. Floyd Mayweather wasn't stopping people. It's an it factor for you, but it's not an actual it factor. You telling me that Shakur doesn't have that it factor because he's not stopping people? No, that's a hater narrative, bro. Again, when you don't like a fighter, you're going to look for talking points against them. But them talking points ain't going to hold up. Because the greatest fighter of all time, the fighter who made the most money in boxing history, who was it? Floyd Money Mayweather, bro. Remember this guy? This guy wasn't stopping people. The overwhelming majority of stoppages in Floyd Mayweather's career came in the first half when he was pretty boy. And not just when he was pretty boy. To be more specific, the overwhelming majority of Floyd's stoppages came early in his career versus people that you didn't know, people that you never heard of. Then, when he started fighting the real good fighters, most of them went the distance. Floyd Mayweather outboxed them easily. So that it factor that you're talking about, Floyd had it without stopping anybody. Most of his fights, look, let me tell you something. Look at the biggest names that Floyd fought. Oscar De La Hoya, that went the distance. Manny Pacquiao, that went the distance. Miguel Cotto, that went the distance. Sugar Shane Mosley, that went the distance. Zab Judah, that went the distance. The overwhelming majority of big names that Floyd fought, it went the distance. The overwhelming majority of champions Floyd fought, that went the distance. Yet, Floyd Mayweather became the most famous fighter of all time and the richest fighter of all time. So he didn't have the it factor because he wasn't stopping people. Now, we also got to point out, Keyshawn stopped Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz never been a world champion in his life. But that's an it factor. That's the it factor to you. So it's not that it is an it factor. It's that you don't like Shakur, so you making it an it factor because Shakur not knocking people out. But it's not really an it factor at all. The best of all time showed you that you don't need to knock people out to have that it factor. You're making it an it factor because of your dislike for Shakur Stevenson. Clifton Dennis, I'm not here to defend Keyshawn. I'm just saying resumes don't tell the whole story. And sometimes you can be better than a fighter, but his style just gives you trouble. Resumes do tell the story when we're talking about who's had the better career. So if I had the better career and I face and beat the better opponents, 9 times out of 10 people are going to say I'm the better fighter. But if you don't like me, you're going to say that guy's the better fighter because you don't like me. Keyshawn Davis is a great fighter. Shakur Stevenson is the greatest right now. He's the guy. People just don't like him, so they won't accept it. This like I told you, when Floyd Mayweather fought, he got this same criticism. Oh, he don't hit hard. Oh, he's boring. Oh, he's running. How did that play out? How did it play out? Just think about it. Dal Roach, yes. God bless you. Bro, respect from the UK. Salute, family. Bam. And salute to everybody in the UK tuning in, showing love to Jay Smith. Clifton Dennis. There's no way Keyshawn is better than Shakur. It's way too early to say that. So whoever's saying that needs to stop. You got to understand, Clifton Dennis, people don't like Shakur. So you're going to see people saying, I think this guy could beat Shakur. I think that guy could beat Shakur. I think this guy's better than Shakur. But that's part of the reason why Shakur is going to become the face of boxing. Because people are going to keep rooting against him and praying for him to lose, just like they did with Floyd. It's the same thing. It's like I'm going through a deja vu. It's like a deja vu where it's like, damn, I'm watching Floyd Mayweather's career playing out all over again. Brascaro, we woke up today. Salute, family. Yo, God gave us another day, my G. If you're awake, it don't matter if it's cold, hot, sunny, breezy, snowy. It don't matter if you got the flu. It don't matter. Yo, you're awake, my people. You're breathing. God gave us another day. Whew, we lucky. Thank you, God. That's what you should be saying. Clifton Eddie. Yes, sometimes resume can be deceptive, but usually class rise to the top. The more they fight, the more they separate themselves. Crawford only received real credit late. You see? But ultimately, he separated himself. And that's the thing about Shakur Stevenson. Floyd Mayweather, was somebody that was hated for his whole career, right? So what happened when he put Tank Davis on? The same people that hated Floyd hated Tank. So now Terrence Crawford was hated his whole career. The same people who hate Terrence Crawford, now they turn into Shakur Stevenson haters. Yo, everybody who said Canelo was going to beat Floyd, I guarantee, look, Miguel Rodriguez, I know you're probably not going to admit it right now because most people never admit it. But I guarantee you said Canelo was going to beat Crawford. You see? So by default, you're not going to go against Shakur at all times. That's just how you're going to do it. Miguel Rodriguez, yes, Floyd was stopping people in the beginning, bro. He was stopping people in the beginning. Do you want me to Google the resume and show you who are the majority of the people that he stopped? Who are the majority of the people that he stopped? Look at, if Floyd May, look, let me make it easy for you, Miguel Rodriguez. Floyd Mayweather has 20-something world champions beaten, right? Tell me this, Miguel Rodriguez. How many of those world champions did Floyd Mayweather stop? Out of 20-something world champions, how many did it stop, Miguel Rodriguez? Take your time. Take your time and tell me how many world champions he stopped. That's easy to Google it. Get back to me. And I'll show you. The hydrogram. We here, my peoples. Good morning. Salute, family. Bam. Bust a track. Floyd suing. Floyd don't have as much money as he says. So, I got to say this, my brother, right? Yes, Floyd Mayweather is suing. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't have as much money as he says. And I'll tell you why. Imagine you got 100 million in the bank right now. Think about this, poster track. If you got 100 million in the bank right now, but you find out that somebody you did business with robbed you for 20 million. Are you going to let them keep that 20 mil? Because you got 100, or you're going to make them pay you because you found out they robbed you. Be honest. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he don't got money. If he figured out they robbing me, it makes perfect sense for him to say, now give my money back. Pay me my money. Miguel Rodriguez, yeah, that was in the second half of his career when he got smart and didn't want to get hit. Like I said, Miguel Rodriguez, let me know how many champions Floyd beat in his whole career by stoppage. Google it and let me know. Let's see. Because the champions are the best people that you fight. How many of the best did Floyd stop? Pasta track. Hey, you're right. You were saying he didn't really have power. And he wasn't fighting big names in the beginning. Cam. I like both fighters. He's still developing. I want to see how he does against an elite boxer. We're going to see it. We're going to get that. Pasta track. No, Jay's right. Floyd never had that power. He just faced better fighters later on. This guy know his shit. But that's what I'm trying to tell people. They don't understand that Floyd was never, ever a power puncher. Look how many... Watch this. If you look at Floyd's stoppages, the overwhelming majority was TKOs. You know why? Because he was beating the shit out of people, and eventually the ref stopped it. If you out there getting beat up, the ref is going to stop it. But how many knockouts Floyd got in his whole career that he hit somebody, boom, dropped them and knocked them out? He had like 3. He had like 3 knockouts in his whole career. So even those early stoppages, they wasn't knockout like he hit him with a big shot. He was beating you up, and the ref pulled the plug on the fight because you're out there getting beat up. You're getting lumped up. People don't understand the difference between power when you hit somebody. And you see Tank Davis got power. Tank Davis is a knockout artist. The people that say, no, Floyd was a knockout artist early on, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand it. Floyd was beating people up because he's that nice, and he was stopping them because of that. But he wasn't knocking people out with a big shot and getting them out of there. Of course not. That's not even real. That's not real news. Floyd was never a real power puncher. He was a great, great boxer. That's what he was. And he'll beat the crap out of you. Clifton Dennis. Canelo had a better resume than Bud. We see what happened. Zay. Mayweather KO Hatton, Corrales, Ortiz, and Gotti. So look at this. So Floyd Mayweather beat 26 or 25. I'm not sure. I can't remember the number right now. Beat 20-something world champions. You mean to tell me that he stopped 4 out of 20-something? What'd that tell you? That he a power puncher? 4 stoppages out of 20-something. Imagine if you got 20-something fights and you got 4 stoppages. Are you a power puncher? Come on, my peoples. I'll use facts to show you that Floyd Mayweather was never a power puncher. Never, ever. 4 stoppages in 20-something champions. You're answering my question. You're answering my point right there. Pasta track. You're right. I've been saying I've been fainting on Shakur, and he's the hottest fighter right now. There's no getting around it. If you're realistic and you're not basing your opinion off of your hate on Shakur Stevenson, he's the guy. He's the guy. There's no getting around that. Double AD, salute family. Kaylana, Shakur is the guy. But he needs to take some risk for the entertainment value. I mean, yo, he was inside of the phone booth with Teofimo Lopez for 12 rounds. He was inside of the phone booth with William Zepeda for 12 rounds. I don't know what else people want. The hydro grind. I mean, I know what people want. People want to see Shakur get hit. People want to see Shakur lose. Just like they wanted that for Floyd. When they didn't get it, they got mad at Floyd. The hydro grind. Tell me one boring Mayweather fight. The problem with that question, the hydro grind, is that you're asking for opinion. All I have to do is refer you to the 1 million memes on social media that you can look up that say that Floyd was a runner, that Floyd didn't have no power, that people falling asleep in his fights. Look up the memes. The memes will tell you the whole story of how fans felt about Floyd while he was active. Now everybody know he was the greatest and everybody knew he was going to be the greatest. No, because we're looking back at it. But while it was happening, ooh, it was endless memes about Floyd is boring. He's only pity patting. His fight put us to sleep. Yo, the memes of Floyd's head in Forrest Gump's body about him running, that he's a runner. Now, all these years after he retired, it's easy for you to say, tell me one fight where he was boring. He was exciting to watch. Come on, man. Come on. I could just show you. Look up the memes. Go meme Floyd Mayweather running and see what comes up. Literally, people was posting every day about how boring Floyd Mayweather was. Literally, people was talking every day about how Floyd was putting them to sleep because he run too much and because he's boring. If you don't remember it, the hydro grind, I remember it like it was yesterday. Wes does it. What do you think of Conor Ben chasing rollies? Now that Shakur don't scare the crumpets out, Shakur don't scare the crumpets out of him. So, look, Conor Ben is about that smoke. I got mad respect for Conor Ben. He is food for Shakur Stevenson. Easy work. Now he's trying to go after Rollies. I saw the clip where he's, what's up? And Rollies was like, we'll figure it out. I don't know if Rollies want to fight him. I think it would be an interesting fight, though. I think Conor Ben and Rollies, both very hard punchers. Both like to brawl. I think it could be a very good fight. Is that the fight I want to see for Conor Ben or for Rollies? To be honest, no. That's not the fight I want to see. I want to see other fights for both guys. Post a trap. You're right, Shakur stays so cool in the ring. I might be crazy, but after what you said about Shakur Stevenson, and I looked at him, he's going to be a great fighter. Not just a great fighter. Shakur Stevenson is going to be the face of boxing. He's going to get to #1 pound for pound in the world, and he's going to be the face of boxing. He's going to be making a shitload of money. While people are going to be saying that he's boring, that they know the guys that can beat him, and they always looking for somebody else that could beat him. They always looking for somebody else that they say is better than him. But ultimately, Shakur is the guy. Shakur is him. He's not going to give people the satisfaction of losing, just like Floyd didn't give it to him. That's the reality. Miguel Rodriguez, let's be honest. Back when Floyd was younger, there was way more competition. You see, Miguel Rodriguez, that's the problem. That you want to argue opinion. You want to debate opinion because the facts don't hold up to your narrative. You want to hold up to opinion. And I'm going to respond to that, and I want you to really listen to this, Miguel Rodriguez. There's a big difference between Floyd and Shakur and their opponents. And here it is. When Floyd was coming up, he was seen as without much power. So there was a lot of fighters who felt that they could beat him. Diego Chico Corrales, who he stopped, was actually a favorite to beat Floyd Mayweather. That was the last fighter to be a favorite against Floyd. Everybody else, the rest of his career, was an underdog. Everybody he fought was an underdog because Floyd stayed, as you know, he never went up above 147. Well, he did a catch weight at 154 to get that title, but he never fought fully at 154. Obviously, he never went to 160 or none of them weight classes. Oscar De La Hoya did. Tito Trinidad did. Sugar Shane Mosley went up higher. So a lot of these fighters who kept going up and got their ass beat all the way up there, Floyd never did that. He stood within his division, and a lot of people felt like they could beat him. That's the difference. A lot of people don't feel like they could beat Shakur Stevenson. Devin Haney did the slickest move to duck Shakur Stevenson. Made an offer, Shakur didn't take it, ran out of the division. ASAP, dropped all the titles. Devin Haney literally got deboed out of his 135-pound titles because he didn't want to fight Shakur. So that's the difference that you may see it, but you won't accept it. Shakur's literally the boogeyman, family. People wanted to fight Floyd. They thought they could beat Floyd, so he could fight anybody he want to fight. Devin don't want to fight Shakur. Tank don't want to fight Shakur. All those guys that could have fought him so he could show you that he's the guy, they don't want to fight him. You can't fight people that don't want to fight you, bro. That's what tell you the greatness of Shakur Stevenson. That the best fighters out there don't want that smoke with him. It's not that there was more competition with Floyd. It's that people fought Floyd and they don't want to fight Shakur. Floyd Mayweather, here's a big difference as well. Floyd Mayweather fought in an era where you could take an L and keep it moving. Your career can keep going up. But Floyd retired with that O, so now Shakur is fighting in an era where people protecting that O, where people don't want to take an L, where people don't want to fight the best. They came up in a different era. Shakur don't have the options to fight everybody like Floyd. Why? Because people wasn't scared of Floyd. They thought they could beat him. Floyd could have fought anybody he wanted to fight. Yo, let's fight. Ooh, Floyd want to fight me. Let's get him. I'm going to be the first one to beat him. He don't got power. I got this. And they got their ass whooped. Shakur got that option. Floyd did. And they're like, nah, man, Shakur ain't going to do that shit to me. Big difference. You can't compare two eras of two fighters. One could fight everybody, and one can't fight everybody because they don't want to fight him. Different eras, family. Zay. Shakur has two of the best trainers in the corner, Ward and Crawford. I mean, Ward, Crawford, even Floyd on his side. Floyd has helped him out, worked with him. It's different, man. It's different. It is way different. Michael Rodriguez, you cannot compare Shakur to Floyd. That is a mistake that we're making, that you're making. Shakur hasn't even fought anybody. Floyd fought everybody. Damn, so Shakur beat Teofimo Lopez and he still ain't fight nobody according to you? You see, that's it. Just say you don't like the guy. Just beat Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo's nobody? That's it, bro. You expose right there, you expose yourself as a Shakur hater. Right there. There you go. He ain't fought nobody. Say no more, family. Hakeem, PBC fall from grace. 2026. I mean, PBC in reality has been on a downhill spiral for a long time. Funny thing is, I posted about that. Matter of fact, the video's right here. I told people, yo, if Al Heyman don't change the way he moving, he gonna end up promoting in little bars with Don King. He gonna end up cooked. And people jumped on me. You a hater. You just hating on Al. You hating. I'm gonna put it to you like this, so you can see about what I knew about that fall from grace. Number one, like a year before Showtime pulled the plug on boxing, I told people they was gonna do that. And they said that I was a hater. You a hater, Jay. You a hater. Showtime is the best. I don't hate my PBC the best. I'm like, yo, they're gonna fall. Showtime is gonna end up just like HBO, having to pull the plug on boxing. And what happened? They pulled the plug on boxing. Did people give me credit for saying it was gonna happen a year before it did? No, they did not. But I'm already used to that. But I saw that shit coming a mile away. And it happened. Then they went to Amazon Prime. And I told people, you need a dance partner. You go into Amazon Prime, who are you guys going to fight over there? Who are you guys supposed to fight? How many cards did the PBC have in 2025? What, like 3? 3 or 4? The Zone giving us cards, Matchroom giving us cards almost every week. Top Rank giving us cards almost every week. A bunch of cards throughout the year. How many you get from PBC? 3, 4, maybe 5? Where's all the PBC fighters? The majority inactive. We don't even know who's the PBC roster right now. They cooked on Amazon Prime. So while people was floating that, I had people telling me that I was jealous. You jealous? Amazon Prime got billions. You hating. That's because people formulate an opinion based on emotions instead of looking at the landscape and actually making an assessment. When you go to Amazon Prime and there's nobody else there, Top Rank, Matchroom, Golden Boy, Queensbury, there's nobody there but you. Who the hell your fight is going to face? Because the in-house thing that they used to do, they did that with their superstars. But their other guys were allowed to fight with guys on Top Rank, with guys on Matchroom, with guys on Golden Boy. That was the superstars that they kept in-house. But who the hell are you going to fight on Amazon Prime? Most boxing fans don't even got Amazon Prime. That's not an app known for boxing. Now, look how funny it is. I think it was a year before they went on Amazon Prime. Somebody asked Leonard Ellaby about Eddie Hearn. He said, Eddie Hearn? Man, that guy is on the Zone. They fighting on an app. They fight on an app. We're on Showtime. We with the big boys on Showtime. We ain't gonna let our fighters go on a little app. Shortly after that, Showtime pulled the plug on boxing, and you ended up on an app that isn't even known for boxing. Now, so you can see that I'm the human algorithm, I'll bring you back to Adrian Broner. Maybe a year, maybe less than a year before they pulled the plug on boxing. Y'all remember when Adrian Broner did that live and he was like, yo, man, shit is over for Showtime. Shit is over for Steven Espinoza. We gonna be fighting on Twitter. Fuck around. Y'all remember that live Adrian Broner did? He was right. You know why he was right? Because when he said we're gonna be fighting on Twitter, what he really was telling us, Al Heyman already burned his bridges with ESPN. He already burned his bridges with Fox Sports. He already burned his bridges with Showtime. He already burned his bridges with all these other promoters, with Golden Boy, with Matchroom, with Top Rank. Where he gonna fight? He gonna have to go fight somewhere where nobody else is fighting. And that's what he did. It's not Twitter, but Amazon Prime has never had boxing as, you know, a deal with a boxing company to do boxing. AB was right when he said we're gonna be fighting on Twitter. They ended up on Amazon Prime. Not known for boxing. And even then, I try to tell people, yo, PBC's cooked. They cooked right now. If they don't make something happen, and look how far this whole situation gone. It is what it is, man. They had a run, but that run, I saw it coming to an end way before it was going to go, way before people understood that it was coming to an end. Double AD, these people need to stop pocket watching another man's money. These are the same people that thought 50 was broke. He was rebuilding. Floyd's good. Nah, Floyd, listen, man. Floyd, I don't think he'll ever know what it is to be broke for the rest of his life. He won't know what is being broke for the rest of his life. One thing that I will say, he might exaggerate the money that he got. He might say that he got more than he got, which a lot of people with money do. A lot of people, there's people out there who got 5 mils and they tell you they got 10. People with 10 mil tell you they got 20. People who own 5 buildings tell you they own 20 buildings. But they still millionaires. They just put a little spice in there and act like they got more. But Floyd Mayweather will never know what it is to be broke. I'm going to put it to you like this. Floyd Mayweather could take 5 of his watches and right there he got $15 million. 5 watches. Yo, take these 5. You got a big-ass watch collection. Take those 5 watches and sell them. Let me get a little 15 mil. 5 watches. Floyd Mayweather could take 5 cars. Yeah, let me get 15 mils for those 5 cars. This guy's never going to be broke. He's never going to know what it is to be broke. Anthony Green, that's a lie. He had more than 3. Stop being jealous. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about his stoppages? I don't know what you're talking about, Anthony. I took too long to get to your comment, bro. My bad. JJ said that's good morning, J. Smith. 30 likes. Yes, let's go. Appreciate it, my peoples. JJ said that's in the building. Zay say Mayweather stopped 9 champs. But there you go. Out of how many? Out of 26? Out of 26? So imagine if you got 26 fights and you stop 9 people. Are you seen as a power puncher? Lavesh, Floyd a bum. No, Floyd's not a bum. You just a dummy and you don't know shit about boxing. And we need to get you out of here ASAP. Dummy. Yeah, Lavesh is definitely a dummy. Let's get him out of here. This guy said Floyd's a bum. How you gonna come over here to say that Floyd's a bum? You a dummy. You gotta be a dummy. Miguel Rodriguez, exactly. He beat 20-something world champions. Shakur hasn't even close to that. So stop comparing. That's crazy. We done with that, bro. We could let. I already know how you feel about Shakur. We can move on from that. You got it, bro. JJ said that Mayweather was a 17 punch KO artist. Poster track. I think Shakur Stevenson wanted to put on a clinic to get rid of doubts, but we're still here. I mean, look, the Shakur Stevenson hate is never gonna stop. Don't expect it to stop. But this is the reason why he's going to be such a superstar. Right there. You don't see how badly people wanted to see Floyd lose? How badly they was rooting against him? Yo, there was people who paid that pay-per-view to watch Floyd lose. Who bought his pay-per-view in the hopes that he's going to lose. There's people who hosted watch parties, bro. Where the whole family, the whole crew showed up hoping to see Floyd lose. That's Shakur Stevenson now. That's Shakur. John Parham. We on Positive Box Talk, folks. Shakur Hansen. No, he didn't beat that many world champions. Stop lying. Shakur Hansen, whoever that guy is, I mean, you know, it's like I told y'all. Anything, people are going to say anything to hate on Shakur Stevenson. That's just the reality. That's just the way it is. Whoever that guy is, yeah. Jay Smith, get him the fuck out of here. Shakur Hansen, he was beating former world champs, so that number is way smaller. I know in that 20-something champions, 26 or whatever that Floyd beat, I know a few of them was former champions. They wasn't reigning champions, and they throw that number in there as well. Look, Floyd is a great fighter. He beat a whole bunch of world champions. But the notion that he was a knockout artist early in his career, that's false. Floyd was never a knockout artist. He wasn't knocking people out. The best fighters, all of the best, most, not all. He did stop some top-level guys because he stopped Diego Chico Corrales, top-level guy. But most of the guys that Floyd Mayweather beat, they went, the champions, they went the distance with him. Floyd Mayweather wasn't stopping guys. That's cap. That's cap. He wasn't stopping guys. So, and still became the biggest name in boxing, became the most paid in boxing. The notion that you don't have this or you don't have that, people gonna build that because they don't like Shakur Stevenson, and that's okay. That's okay. If you don't like Shakur, have at it. But he's gonna keep winning, and you're gonna keep looking for arguments to say, no, he's not the best. Look, that's on y'all. MAW, Shakur number 3 in my current pound for pound list. Youngest 4 division champion at 28 years old. So there's people who won't accept the facts. So they formulate an opinion based on their opinion. I think Shakur, I haven't seen the updated ring pound for pound list, but I've already seen a list that has him at the number 3 spot. At the number 3 spot. That's crazy. John Pound. So we're going to act like all this Tank stuff is sus. He turns down Turkey and then expose Jake, and now coming from him from every angle. But John, I don't think that he exposed anything from Jake, to be honest. Like what did he expose from Jake Paul? I didn't see anything. And that's my take, you know. I didn't see anything that Tank Davis did to expose Jake Paul. Double AD, Mayweather beat more champs than Court. But a lot of people have ducked Court for a while. You see, but that's the point. You can't compare fighters who are fighting in 2 different eras, because Floyd Mayweather fought in the era where everybody was fighting everybody. Shakur's fighting the era where people protecting the O, and they not fighting everybody. It's not Shakur's fault. If people don't want to fight him, he can't control that. You can't control who refuses to fight you. That's just, it's the reality. Pasta trap, Floyd beat a young Canelo. That speaks volumes. Just business. The only knock I have on today's boxers, they never get the knockouts. No, that's the knock that you have on Shakur Stevenson because you don't like him. There's a lot of people getting knockouts. Gutham Chris Official. Salute, family. Bam! In the building. Hakeem, serious. How can Shakur be top 3 with Usyk, Inoue, Bivol? Likely top 10. So it's not likely top 10 because Shakur been at the 7th spot or the 6th. Shakur was, if I'm not mistaken, in the last pound for pound rankings from Ring Magazine, Shakur was either 6 or 7. I'm not sure which one. You gotta understand, brother. The pound for pound rankings is a what have you done for me lately. It's not a lifetime achievement award. It's not, oh, you got a good resume, so you locked in forever. That's not the way that it works. Becoming a 4 division champion while making it look easy on Teofimo Lopez, one of the most accomplished fighters of this era, that holds a lot of weight, fam. That holds a lot of weight. As much as people want to hate on Shakur, let's get out of opinion and look at accomplishments. And look at, because this is also considered the way that you perform, the way that you did it. That counts. So, for example, look at Bivol. Bivol beat Beterbiev in a rematch. That's a great win. But you went life and death with Beterbiev. That was life and death. A fight that could have gone either way. It was a split decision. So you went life and death with Beterbiev. Shakur made Teofimo look like a bus driver, like a pizza delivery guy that holds a lot of weight. So it's not if you be the top dog and I be the top dog, now we're going to look at the fashion in which you won and the fashion in which I won. I completely dominated this dude. You was in a dog fight and edged it out. My win is going to be more impressive than yours. That's just the way it is. I'm trying to tell you what it is. Look at the two fights, the way it played out. We don't have to debate about who won in a more dominant fashion. We know who did. We know the answer to that question. Shakur. That was a lot of weight, brother. John Pam, didn't Tank say the fight would be scripted and he wasn't for it? You see, John Pam, the thing about that is that Tank only said that after Jake Paul pulled the plug on the fight. I would have believed it if he would have said that before and he pulled the plug. Oh, I'm not with it. I'm pulling the plug. But Tank Davis said after Jake Paul pulled the plug. After Jake Paul said, nah, I'm not fighting you. After he had legal problems, which led to Jake Paul saying, nah, I'm not messing with you. So nothing that happened tells me that he wasn't with no script. He never said nothing before. Why he didn't say that he was down with no script while the fight was still on? When he got legal trouble and Jake Paul says, nah, wait a minute, I don't want nothing to do with this. Now he's saying that the fight is scripted. So to be honest with you, I don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit. Why he didn't pull out then? If he wasn't having it, why he didn't pull out, John? Think about that. Why did he not pull out of the fight if it was scripted and he wasn't having it? Like what Tank Davis did is like you having a girlfriend and your girlfriend dumping you, and after she dump you, you like, yeah, but I wasn't having it though. I was going to dump her. I was going to dump her. Huh? You was going to dump her? Nah, bro, she dumped you. So nothing about the way that it played out tells me that it is the way Tank Davis said. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it at all. Tank Davis said it was scripted, yeah, but you didn't pull out. You was still in it. You was ready to go. It was Jake Paul who pulled out after you got caught up in legal problems. And let me just say this. Let me just say this that I want you to consider it. When Tank Davis got arrested and it came out that it was involving a domestic situation with a female, I said Jake Paul was going to pull out. I said, yo, MVP is built on women's boxing. Built. How can Jake Paul say, I support these women, I'm putting my platform to blow these women up, to be the guy who pays women the most money, and now I'm gonna be in my platform with this guy who's dealing with a legal situation involving him putting his hands on women. So John Parham, let's be realistic at least about this. What do you think all those women in the MVP roster thought about Jake Paul getting in the ring with Tank Davis with those type of legal issues? You think those women would have supported that? Or would have been backing him for that? Or behind the scenes, they would have been like, yo, nah, man, this is not cool. You don't bring this guy to this platform with what he just did. What do you think? So I'm telling you right now, 100 companies who are off of women's back have a person that they're going to do business with get involved in a legal issue involving domestic violence. 100 companies are going to pull the plug and say, nah, we're going to disassociate ourselves with that. Jake Paul did the same thing every big company would have done, bro. Every big company would have done exactly the same thing that Jake Paul did. But, like, it's, you know, if you don't want to believe Jake Paul, I guess it's easier to believe Tank Davis. But Tank Davis never said nothing about no script until the girlfriend dumped him. Jake Paul's the girlfriend here. After the girlfriend dumped him, now he want to talk about a script. I don't buy it one bit. So I didn't see Tank Davis as exposing anything. I saw Tank Davis as a guy who's bitter because he had a bag on the way and that bag disappeared. Pippi, back to Lopez. Fight. Lopez asks his father, how do I get to him? And his father say, hit him. That showed me that it's his time to get rid of his father and get a caliber trainer for the next level. I mean, I said it right after the fight. Like, the fight finished, and right after it, I was like, yo, Tio need to fire him. And I said that back in whatever year Teofimo fought Cambosos, I said it back then. I said, yo, you need to let him go. ASAP, you need to fire your pops. Worst in-corner instructions I ever seen. Go fuck him up. Fuck him up. Like, what the fuck? That's it. Go fuck him up. Gotham. Chris Official. Opinion on Cuban style. Cuban fighters are great. I love the Cuban style. Cuban fighters, we've seen great fighters coming out of Cuba, and we're going to continue to see it. We're going to continue to see champions. Which, by the way, Andy Cruz is going to be a world champion. He lost to Murataya. It's a part of boxing. He's going to be a world champion. I could pretty much guarantee you that. He'll be a world champion once again. Pause the track. He made Tio look like a tomato. Like a tomato can. And a lot of people were picking Tio. Yeah, I saw a lot of people picking Tio. But, look, there's people who picked Tio because they honestly felt like he could win. And then there's people who picked Tio because they don't like Shakur. The coaching. Tio not better than Beterbiev. Well, I'm not saying that he's better than Beterbiev. That's up to opinion. He's more accomplished. He's more accomplished than Beterbiev. He won more titles than Beterbiev. So there's that. But that's an opinion. Right? It's an opinion. But Shakur Stevenson absolutely washed. Made him look easy. Bivol had to be in a dogfight to beat Beterbiev. So who won in more impressive fashion? Shakur Stevenson. So whether or not you think Beterbiev is better than Tio, we can't even have that back and forth because it's an opinion. It's an opinion. Now, who watched their opponents and who was in a dogfight, that's not an opinion. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's not up for debate, my brother. Double AD. At the end of the day, the core hate is only better for core. His fans will watch, and now the haters will too. But let's be clear. I'm 2-4 years, his number of champs beaten will rise because he's the money fight now, of course. Of course. You're going to continue to see now people wanting to fight him. People who didn't want to fight him before, now they're going to see the payday. They're going to see that they could get a career payday. They're going to see that they could get on the big stage. Because for Shakur Stevenson, the price is up, my peoples. The price is up real high. The coaching. Why everybody acting like Tio ain't 3-time? They acted like that because they don't like Shakur Stevenson. That's why. Tio is a multi-division champion, unified champion, lineal champion, Ring Magazine champion. This guy is one of the most accomplished young fighters of boxing today. Teofimo Lopez has a Hall of Famer in his resume in Vasyl Lomachenko, bro. This guy, he has the credentials. But because Shakur Stevenson beat him, rather than acknowledge his greatness, people rather just disrespect Teofimo Lopez. That's the way it is. Pause track. The only good thing this case does for Tank is him not having to fight Shakur Stevenson. Look, bro, and I said it before, I'll say it again. I know that Tank is dealing with a tough situation. You know. Domestic allegations are serious. I'm not going to act like it's not. But I do have to say, Tank Davis didn't kill nobody. He didn't get caught with 50 kilos of coke. He didn't blow up a building. Both of the legal situations that he's dealing with is a probation violation, which I don't know, it could get him 3 months, 6 months, even a year. Tank 30 years old. If that probation violation lands him in jail for 6 months, and he get out of the 6 months, and this legal situation right here get another 6 months, Tank Davis probably be done with both of these legal situations by the end of this year. Or early 2027. And he'll be 31 years old. That's why I remind people, remember when Mike Tyson went to jail? Mike Tyson went to jail for a few years. Came out, was still the biggest superstar in boxing. So Tank Davis, yeah, he might be down for a little bit, but you better not count him out. You better not count him out. Right now, being inactive, being in legal trouble, he's still one of the biggest faces in boxing. He's still one of the biggest stars in the sport right now. Sakura's pure water, just like Shakur's pure water, just like Bruce Lee said. Be water, my friend. JJ said it has 5:30 in the morning in California. Salute, family. Early in the morning, but still rocking with Jay Smith. Japan, no, Jay Smith. He actually said it at the presser. I know, but why didn't he pull out? That's what I'm saying, John. Why didn't he pull out? If he wasn't having it, why didn't he pull out? Because a contract was signed already. A contract was signed. Why didn't he look at the contract and say, oh, nah, you want it scripted. I'm not signing that. And tell us, yo, I'm not fighting him because he wanted this. No, you signed the contract and you was all in. This fight didn't get canceled because Tank Davis said he wasn't having it. And that's the narrative that I'm telling you is fake. This fight didn't get canceled because it was supposedly scripted. This fight was canceled because Jake Paul didn't want to be associated with somebody that was involved in a domestic situation. That's what this fight was canceled. Hakeem, there's actual undisputed and multi-division champ on the roster. I like Shakur, but recency bias don't move me. Pause track, scripts, shackle hands. Yes, we know that. Clifton, he said that at the press conference. The fight was still going, but that's what I'm saying. If he said that it was scripted, obviously that wasn't enough to get him to pull out or to get him to not sign the contract. He signed it, he was ready to go. So let's get to the reality. Why did Jake Paul pull the plug on that fight? Because Tank Davis had legal troubles involving domestic violence. And the whole MVP roster is built on women's boxing. Jake Paul couldn't get in the ring with Tank Davis and put him on his platform while he was dealing with domestic issues. Of course not. It's like I told you guys, 10 out of 10 companies would have pulled the plug on that fight. 10 out of 10. Some guy, Tio for the Hall of Fame. Well, I don't know, bro. Is Tio a Hall of Famer right now? Potentially. Potentially. He beat a Hall of Famer in Vasily Lomachenko. And he has a lot of accomplishments already. So I don't know, man. I think that he's borderline. If he's not a Hall of Famer right now, he's probably a win or two from being a locked in. John Parham. I know what I seen and heard, bro. And also Tank expression and the way he looked Jake up and down. Bro wanted to sleep him. Oh, no. Look, I said this before. If that exhibition would have went down, Tank was going to beat him up. Tank was going to beat him up. Beat him up. It just didn't happen. Some guy, Tank, beat up his old lady. Not cool. POS. Action. Allegedly. We don't know. We don't know what happened. I haven't seen the video. So I'm not willing to go that far out as to saying he did that. I don't know. But I want to say this. And I'm not saying it in favor of Tank Davis. I'm not justifying anything. But I want to say this. I've seen in my personal life people that live around me or that work around me, stuff like that. I've seen them get involved with a gold digger. I'm going to say a gold digger, right? And I'm comparing that to Tank because he dating a girl who works in a strip club, supposedly a bottle service girl. But yeah, I know the bottle service girls. The only thing that they not doing like the strippers is stripping. But everything else, they the same. I've been to clubs, to strip clubs. And if you could, and strip, see here, a lot of people don't know that. Let me tell you something interesting. Here in the Dominican Republic, prostitution is legal. It's legal. It's not illegal in this country. So when you go to a strip club, the women that are stripping, you could pay to take her out. And you could take her to your house. If you're single, you could take her to a hotel. You could take her wherever to do you know what, right? Well, the bottle service girls, they always have a price too. In a place where you could smash the strippers, you usually could smash the bottle service girls too. Bottle service girls, they making money. You see bottle service girls that work in real good strip clubs, driving around in a Benz, driving around in a Porsche, driving around in a nice car, nice exotic car. How do you think the bottle service girl making all that money when the strip club paying you $300 a week? So this is what I want you to take into consideration. And I've seen it a lot of times here in the Dominican Republic, and I saw it a lot of times in the US of A. A guy goes to a strip club, meet a girl, and the girl, she works on him. Because girls see you as a trick. When you walk in a strip club, to all the women there, you're a trick. And they're going to try to take your money. So, any girl that you point out and you pull aside and you give her some money so she could give you a lap dance or whatever, they're going to tell you, you're different than everybody else. I never met nobody like you. Oh my God, you're special. They working. They doing their job. Now, if you chose to believe it, if you decided to believe them, and now you start giving them money and you start doing all this shit, you don't even know that you're a trick. You're a trick to those girls. Frontline, salute, bam. You're a trick. So watch this. What do you think happens when a guy meet a girl and she already worked him? Oh, you're different than everybody else. Oh my God. What do you think happens when this guy buy her the Gucci purse, pay her rent, buy her the nice car, the nice little hoopty so she could drive around in? Now she be hitting you up. "Oh, my grandma's sick, and she need $2,000 for medication." You send her $2,000. "Oh, I owe 2 months rent in my apartment. I need 4,000. You send her 4,000. What do you think happens when 3, 4, 5 months down the line, that same girl say, "Yo, I'm not feeling this no more. I'm not rocking with you. Not fucking with you no more. Dead you." I seen a lot of men black out on women. When they find out that they're a trick, and they find out that they've been giving money to a girl, nah, they black out. Now I see men be like, "Oh man, this chick got me for my dough. Man, F out of here. I'm done with you. All right, you good. Get out of here." There's men that handle it like that. But there's men that when they realize what happened, that they've been getting got for their dough, they black out. And I think that's what happened with Tank Davis. He realized that he was a trick. Why? And I'm saying that because what the girl alleged. The girl alleged that she had been dating Tank Davis for 5 months and that he had put hands on her a couple of times. So she decided to end the relationship. She blocked him, on social media apps, blocked his number, blocked everything. So he couldn't even get in touch with her. Now think about it. If Tank Davis spent mad money, been tricking on her for 5 months, been giving her cash, been buying her expensive gifts, and now you block me from everything. He blacked out, showed up over there, and whatever happened, happened. Shit. Frontline, Smith, we missed you last night. Round 1 response to your video. I was hoping you hopped on to plead your opinion. It would have been dope. So, my brother, the way that it played out, I don't know what type of time y'all boys on, putting my name on the title and talking about Jay Smith take note. Nah, bro. I got a little response right there. I don't, stuff like that. To me, your boy came off like a super fan. And I don't respond to super fans, bro. There ain't going to be no response from me. The response from me is what you see right there in the little video I posted. I don't got time for that type of stuff, If he would have reached out to me, if anybody would have reached out to me and say, "Yo, let's do something," we could have did something. But right there, that move, nah, I'm not rocking with that. I don't move like that, my brother. I don't move like that, and I don't argue with super fans. No response is my response. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that, bro. There ain't gonna be none. Buddy ain't gonna hop on my wave. But my peoples, listen. I've seen a lot of folks with a lot of money black out on women. 5 Live whoop, that part. That part. I've seen a lot of people with money black out on women because they didn't know that they was a trick. They didn't realize that somebody was just getting them for their money. Packer Gamer, bam, salute my brother. Frontline, it's all good. Yo, it's all good, man. I wish Buddy the best. Whatever type of time he on, I'm not on that type of time, brother. I'm doing me. I don't got time to respond to that type of stuff. I will say, look, and Packer Gamer, I appreciate you subscribing. Appreciate everybody who subscribed, who hit the like button. We doing what we doing, my brother. Salute, family. Bam. But listen, I just want you to consider, because Tank Davis is going to be seen as the bad guy. And I understand that. Pause the track. You got a stalker. I don't got a stalker, bro. I got a lot of stalkers. I got a lot of people watching me. I got a lot of people talking about me. I can't spend my time responding to that. That's boring to me. And it's too easy. I can't go after low picking fruits. I don't do that. That's too easy for me. It's way too easy. You know, I understand that I went over there and I said Subriel Matias was going to get beat up and he got beat up. I understand that I said Jermaine Ortiz was going to get beat up and he got beat up. Some people are not going to like it when I'm always right and they always wrong. So they're going to find a way to get at me. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for it. Let them talk about me and make videos about me. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. And if using my name could get you a few views and likes, go for it. But it's not for me. It's not my thing. I'm not on that type of time. But remember, and you guys at some point in time have probably seen this. Think about that. You probably seen this. Somebody that you know who messed around with a chick, gave up a lot of money to that chick, and then he got dumped and then was wilding out after that. You've probably seen that before. I personally have witnessed that. I've seen guys here in Dominican Republic who, I know a dude who bought a girl a car, bought her an apartment, paid mad money for an apartment, spent mad money, and then got dumped. Once she got her apartment under her name, her car, dumped him. And you know what homie did? Went to that apartment, kicked the door down, beat the crap out of her, and went to jail for like 5 years. 5 years. We was all like, yo, leave that girl alone, bro. Leave that girl alone. Leave her alone, family. But no, that didn't happen. You know, some people don't want to take a L. Don't know how to take a L. The best thing that you could do if a girl got you for your money and dump you, the best thing you could do is walk away, go get another girl, B. Go get another one. Because look, let me tell you something crazy. And this is crazy. Here in Dominican Republic, there was a few years ago, yo, where it was like, what the fuck is going on? A bunch of dudes who killed women. A bunch of dudes who killed women. And it's like, yo, what the fuck is this trend of men killing women? And then I don't know who the hell decided to do the research, like really trying to connect the dots. Check this out. There was this one dude who lost his family behind a stripper. When I tell you lost his family, wife left him, kids don't talk to him, lost the house, lost everything behind this stripper, lost his job, and now that he goes to the apartment that he bought her, the chick called the cops like, yo, I don't want this dude here, and kicked him out of the apartment that he stupidly bought for her and put under her name. So now this guy lost his home, lost his family, lost everything. Tried to move in the apartment that he bought the chick, and the chick kicked him out. What a way to find out that you were a trick. Guess what? Homie went berserk. Went straight to jail right after that. So my point is, and I said it before, my peoples, don't fall in love with a stripper. Get you for your money and might have you blacking out and shit. Might have you going berserk. Once you find out you the trick, and she got her boyfriend, she got somebody that she's spending your money with, she got somebody that's hanging out in the apartment that you got her, she got somebody going to buy the munchies in the car that you got her, you don't know how you're going to react. When Tank Davis found out he was a trick, I guess he blacked out. Allegedly, because we don't know the facts. Wes Dustin, I ran a gentleman's club in the early 2000s. To those girls, you can only be a pimp or a trick. They don't even have equals. You see Wes Dustin? I try to explain that to people. And you know what's a big problem? And this is something Wes Dustin that you're familiar with, having been in that industry. for whatever reason, people have a notion like women who work in a strip club are dumb. Like it's just dumb women. They're dumb little bimbos in the stripping. They don't understand that in most cases, these are smart women who chose that line of business because of the easy money. But most of them women is smart. Most of them women, you ain't gonna spit no game to them. They heard everything. Look, most of these women already slept with a guy who didn't pay afterwards. So now when they get to the club, the first thing they say is, put your money out, put it right there. Because they already got. Most of these women heard every single bar that you can spit. There's no game that you can spit to that chick at the strip club that she didn't already hear it from somebody else. So no matter, she might tell you, you're different. Oh my God, I'm really feeling different about you. You are different than all the others who walked in here. But ultimately, she's just working. She's just doing her job to get the most money that she possibly can out of you. That's her job. You're a trick. That's the reality, my peoples. That's the way that things play out. The letter M. The dog left him. 5-line whoop. He was a trick. He had a lot of women. Front line. Pick. What boxer are you talking about? 5-line whoop. I knew him because he was my boxing sponsor in the amateur. 5-line whoop. I'm not sure what you're talking about, my brother. The letter M. Que pendejo. So look, that's the reality of how things play out. You try to get yourself a girlfriend who works at a strip club, and it's usually not going to end well. The only way that it ends well is if you get the girlfriend from the strip club, but you're the type who don't really give a damn. You're like, well, whatever, do you? I got like 5 different girlfriends. You're one of them. Whenever I see you, we have a good time. I spend a little money on you and whatever. If it's that type of relationship, you good. You good. But according to this young lady, Tank Davis really fell for her. Because, and we're going to find out if it's true or not, because all that comes out in court. But supposedly, Tank Davis used to be hitting her up, telling her not to be talking to other men. How you a bottle service girl, you're not going to talk to other men in a strip club? Telling her not to talk to other men. Telling her not to give her number out. Telling her when he call, she got to pick up right away. If he call and she don't pick up, that's a problem. So, you saying that to a stripper or a bottle service girl in a strip club? That she can't be talking to other men? That she got to answer your calls every time? That she better not let the phone ring when you call? And here's why problems was bound to happen. This situation took place at a strip club, a very famous strip club, Tootsie's in Vegas. Basketball players be going over there. Baseball, football players, famous athletes be going over there. Rappers be going over there. Producers be going over there. Actors be going over there. What I'm trying to tell you is, Tank Davis not the only millionaire that goes to Tootsie's. A lot of millionaire goes over there. So shorty don't need Tank Davis. If you a fly shorty, you can dump Tank Davis because there's more millionaires over there. What you think shorty gonna do? Tank Davis talking about you better not talk to nobody. You better not let nobody talk to you. What you think shorty gonna do if LeBron James walks in that club? When she know LeBron James got way more money than Tank Davis. You think if LeBron James tell her, yo, shorty, let's get out of here. You think when Tank Davis calls, she gonna pick up that call? She did her work. Simple as that. So when Tank Davis figured out that he's the trick, how would he react? Damn, this chick getting my money like that? That's all I'm saying. Put two and two together and see how it all plays out. Pasta track. They the players running the club. They just in their house. They used to be Jay Smith. I can't talk too much about it. My wife is at the table with me. John Parham, 5 line. You good, but easy on the profanity. You two be tripping. Yeah, you two be wilding out. Yo, John Parham, you told me that somebody needed a wrench, but I missed that comment. Let me know. Let me know, John Parham, who need a wrench? Wes Dustin, damn, John, they some smart business people. Pasta track. We ain't special. Maybe you got special money, but I'm telling you, my guy. Listen, and it's not even just millionaires. If you, me, any of us walk in that club, like I'll give you an example. On most nights, most of us can't afford to go to no goddamn Tootsies. But I think on Thursdays, they got vodka bottles for $200. Vodka bottles for $200, right? So guess what? Four people at $150 a pop could go in there. 4 people putting $150 each. Guess what? That's $600. We buy a bottle and we got $400 to turn it into singles or to turn it into 5s and throw them around. So on a Thursday, any of us could show up and have a good time over there. And on that Thursday, that same shorty Davis was messing with, you could have her sitting down with you. And on that day, her job is to take as much of your money as possible. So on that day, she'll tell you, oh man, you different than everybody that comes in here. I never met nobody like you. Man, I'm feeling you. Oh, you're so cute. She's gonna tell you that. That don't mean she means it. That means she at work. She's working. She's supposed to do that because her job is to take as much of your money as possible. But you're gonna have the people who go in the strip club and they understand what's going on. They know what's happening. So they like, yeah, shorty, word, I'm the finest you ever seen, and you never met nobody like me. Yeah, that's what's up, shorty. What's up, yo? We can get out of here real quick. Oh, nah, I can't go out, man. Get the fuck out of my face. I ain't wasting my time with you. Get the fuck out of here. They already peep game. They already know what's going on. Because that's the thing, too. Strippers, they will try to take as much money as they can from you without having to smash. Because if they smash everybody, goddamn, they shit gonna be cooked. It's shit gonna be the Harlem Tunnel. So they trying to minimize. They trying to, smash with Tank Davis, with LeBron James, with the millionaires. But me and you, the average Joes that's going in there throwing singles and throwing $5 bills, they not trying to smash with us, but they trying to make us spend that money that we got. If you walk in there with $200 to throw up, they want to make sure them whole $200 come out your pockets. Now, once they see that you stop throwing money up, that's it. They not messing with you no more. You no longer different. You no longer somebody. I never seen somebody like you. That's done. I'm just trying to take your money. Once I took your money, get the hell out of here if you want. We don't need you over here. But if you're rich, if you got a lot of money, if you're a millionaire, they got a bag to make off of you. That's just the reality, my peoples. So what I believe happened in this case, this girl saw that Tank Davis got a lot of money. She was trying to get as much as possible. And at some point, she was like, nah, this dude too possessive. He going to put hands on me. I need to get out of here ASAP. And that's it. Packer Gamer, Harlem Tunnel, I'm trying to tell you. They not trying to give that thing up to everybody. Wes does it. You've been with the business. You could let us know from your experience, from what you've seen. They not smashing everybody. They smashing whoever could give them the most. Wes does it. I got to get my day started. My brother, salute family. Bam. Appreciate you dropping in. Packer Gamer. I'm glad I've been my fiance for 9 years. Man, listen, I've been married for 10 years. I hit the 10-year mark in January. And I'm going to tell you guys like this. My wife is the first time that I ever been faithful. Every girlfriend I ever had, I always cheated. I had a little wifey here and there. I've never been legally married, but I lived with women before. And I always cheated. Now that I got married, I don't want nothing to do with no other woman. Like, fuck out of here. I don't need no problems. I don't need no drama in my life. And it's been beautiful. I realize now, damn, man, if you don't cheat, you get to have a real good relationship. Shit. If you're cheating, don't get caught. That's going to bring you a lot of problems. That's going to bring you a divorce. That's going to bring you splitting shit in half. That's why men also be killing women. Oh, damn, man, if I divorce, I'm ruined. Nah, bro. Nah, I'm not with it. The letter M. I'm about to strip. I need to get my money up. Yo, there's women's strip clubs out there. Get your money. Packer Gamer. Preach, bro. I'm on the same type time. I've been on that time for 10 years. I'm not going to risk what I got. I got a beautiful, a great woman. I got a son with my wife. And imagine somebody, man, who does everything to take care of you, everything to make sure that you're good, everything to make sure, somebody who sacrificed so that you can do what you want to do. That's my wife. I got that type of, so I'm not going to screw that up for some little hoe. I'm not going to screw that up for some chick that's just trying to get me, that see me like a trick. Hell no. I'm good. Rocker to rocker. You don't want to burn in hell. I don't want no drama. Libra, do you think Shakur is the best fighter in the world? I think he is. I think the person that will give him the best challenge will be Gary Antoine Russell. That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. Shakur Stevenson versus Gary Antoine Russell, a real good fight, bro. JJ's in their house. Jay Smith, for the 5th damn time. Up. Wrench up, I. Yeah, I got him, man. I got to handle that. Hold on. Let me find him. Bam. 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 Here we go. Eye for eye. You already know, my G. If John Parham co-signed for you, you need to have that. Eye for eye. Thanks, Jay. No doubt, my brother. You should have been had that anyways. It took me too long. JJ's in the house. Jay Smith. Get him the F out of here. We working on it. We working. You know, we give him a few opportunities here and there. My peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here, man. But before I do, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Salute to everybody who tuned in this beautiful morning. John Parham, Shackle Hands, JJ's in their house, Eye for Eye, Packer Gamer. Who else was in the building, bro? Libra 809, Posted Track, Wally Ama, Daniel Negron, some guy, the Hydro Grind, and everybody else who tuned in this morning. I appreciate you guys. It's like I always say, Boxing for Breakfast this is your show. This is your show, my peoples. I do this for you guys. I love the sweet science. I know you guys love it the same way as me. And we get boxing early in the morning for breakfast. It's a beautiful day. We started off with a bang. One love to everybody who tuned in, man. Boxing for Breakfast. Jay Smith. I'm signing off. But before I do, I got to give you the word of the day. I haven't given you the word of the day for a few days. A lot of people have been telling me, yo, Jay, the word of the day, the word of the day. I got you. So check this out, my peoples. Whether you're at work, whether you're in your personal life, whether you're involved in any business ventures, whether you're involved in anything, the more you level up, the more hate you're going to get. The more negative attention you're going to get. That's just part of life. So you have two options. You can waste your energy responding to haters, or you can ignore them. Me, I ignore them. And I would advise you to do the same. Why? I got a lot of creativity up here. I got a lot to give you guys. Okay? I got a lot that I'm working on. I'm a busy guy. I get up in the morning, I go run my 6 miles. Then I come do the show. Then I gotta go to work. Then I gotta spend time with my son and with my wife. Then I'm having dinner and going to sleep. I might have to go running a second time at nighttime. My day's busy. My day's full. I don't got time for haters. I don't got time to be responding to people, bro. I got shit going on for myself. So my peoples, don't spend time. There's always going to be people who don't like you, who don't like what you're doing, who don't want to see you come up, who just got hate for you for whatever reason. Don't spend time on them. Okay? Don't waste your time. Ignore and focus on your own objective. Don't use your energy on other people. Use your energy for yourself, for your come up. So with those words, I want to say salute to everybody who tuned in this morning. Those are the words of the day from Jay Smith, a.k.a. Jay Stradamus, a.k.a. the human algorithm. Yo, one love, my peoples. I'm out of here.